Well, hello, hello. Hi, everyone. Cheryl Arkle.
Oh, and Michael Robotham.
That's exactly right. Michael Robotham. Where is the new book? Right there. Look who we have today. Hi, everyone. Cheryl Arkle, Michael Robotham. Hey, that font matches our font, the colour.
It does.
It does.
I'm glad I didn't wear my pink shirt.
Yeah. We need to get you a pink shirt. Lying Beside You. Whoa, by Michael Robotham. Here I am. Michael is right here in the office. Hi, everybody. Welcome to What Are You Reading with Cheryl Arkle, Michael Robotham. Now, you know how it works. We're going to tell you what we're reading. Michael's going to tell you what he's reading. You're going to tell us what you're reading. We love this segment. Michael, I don't know if you know this, but it is our most popular segment. And people, hundreds of comments come through, but don't worry about that. I do all the work on this segment. And even when Jane's sitting there, I do all the work on this segment, just so you know.
So I shouldn't be reading.
No, don't you worry about reading. Now, let's start with you, Michael. Firstly, tell us about your new book.
Lying Beside You is the third novel in the Cyrus Haven and Evie Cormack series. They can all be read as standalones. Cyrus Haven is a forensic psychologist, and he's sort of got a tragic backstory. At the age of 13, his parents and twin sisters were murdered by his schizophrenic older brother. And this story takes place 20 years on, where Elias is now applying to be released from a secure psychiatric hospital and wants to come home. And Cyrus has to decide if he can forgive the man who destroyed his childhood. And into this mix, Evie Cormack is the brilliant, damaged young woman who can tell when someone is lying. And she's sharing a house with Cyrus. And she is one of those people that you just know that she and Elias are not going to get on.
At all. Michael and I just recorded a podcast, and we were talking about the first book, The Suspect, that you wrote, and the character who I'm sure all of you know, Joe O'Loughlin. And I was asking Michael whether you actually missed writing Joe, or you miss Joe. Do you miss Joe out there? Because I miss Joe. I was telling Michael that I picked up a second-hand copy while I was in San Francisco of The Suspect and read it again and realised then how much I miss Joe.
I do. I miss him. But he's coming to a screen near you soon.
Tell us about that.
He's part of a 5-part TV series made by World Productions in the UK, who made Line of Duty and Bodyguard and Vigil and the Bletchley Circle and
In Good Company.
Like and it goes to air in the UK in September, and it should go to air in Australia. I don't know where yet, but at about that time. And so the second series is already being planned based on the second novel, Joe O'Loughlin novel. So stay tuned. It stars Aidan Turner, who is far more handsome than I imagine Joe O'Loughlin would be. And I wish I could use his photo as my author photo. But
do we want to, Dex, can we put up a photo of Aidan Turner? Just so that everybody understands the difference between Michael Robotham.
If you can find one with his shirt off, people will definitely.
Okay, all right.
He's got that sort of Colin Firth,
while you're doing
Prejudice look going.
While you're doing that, I'm going to read some of the comments. So Denise says hi to us, to Cheryl and Michael, and Christine says hi. What a pleasure to be listening. See? I haven't said this, but we talked about it earlier. We almost every week, one of you will mention a Michael Robotham novel. Isn't that right, Jane? That happens almost every week. Rhonda, there you go. Love your books. Emma says good afternoon. Carolyn says hi, Cheryl and Michael. Can't wait to read the new book. So looking forward to it. There we go. Barb says cannot wait to read. Mary says hello. Yvonne says hi, Michael. Love your books. Reading Wake by Shelley Burr. Have you read that?
No, but it's I have it beside my bedside table, and I'm doing an event with Shelley in Canberra, I think, in a few weeks' time.
There you go. Nicole says hi. I'm reading Idle by Louise O'Neill. Della says I bought Lying Beside You yesterday, and I can't wait to get started. Matilda, The Brightest Star by Emma Harcourt.
McCourt.
No, it's Emma Harcourt because Emma was just in here just before you, and I talked to her about the Brightest Star, and we recorded a podcast, and it was beautiful. Matilda, you are going. Oh, you read because we've got a preview campaign. Do you know about that?
No.
What we do is we send out books prior to publication, and our readers review them for us.
Ah.
Yeah, so we send out about 50 to 100 proofs. And we've always got so many willing readers out there. Actually, about 600 readers applied for each book.
Wow.
Yeah, there you go. Denise says hi to both of us. Betty says she's a big fan here, Michael. Betty means she's a fan of yours and a fan of mine. There he is. Oh, see the similarity?
Absolutely.
What's his name?
I mean, honestly, a brother from another mother.
What's his name?
Aidan Turner.
Aidan Turner.
He was the very handsome dwarf in the Hobbit movies. And,
right, which I haven't seen.
He was Ross Poldark in the remake of Poldark.
Right, okay. I can see the similarity there, Michael. Actually, do you know what? I can see Joe. That's good. That's good, isn't it? Okay, Debbie, reading 99%, 99% Mine by Sally Thorne. Michael, love your books. Michael Robotham, share the same name too. We love to have some men at this segment. And also, if you're a newbie, don't forget to say, hi, I'm a newbie. Judy is reading All the Chivalrous Guys by Trent Dalton. Wynne, hi, book lovers. She's reading Book Lovers by Emily Henry. Great read. Okay, tell us what else. Oh, I'm going to go next, actually. Okay. Can I go next? Mm-hmm. Currently Between Husbands. So do you know her, Catherine Mahoney? No. So she is going to be doing an event for us this lunchtime. She was married to a footballer. I can't remember his name. What's the footballer's name? Andrew Johns. Do you know him?
Footballer.
Very famous. See, I know the wife, I don't know the footballers. But this is a memoir, and it's bold and it's funny and it's honest, and it proves that there is life, love and fun after divorce. Anyway, she's really lovely. She's very nice to him in the book. It's called Currently Between Husbands, and it's quite cute. So join us this Friday, 12 o'clock live, okay? You know what happens. Blue Hour, I'm going to talk about that. This is by Sarah Schmitz from the award-winning author of See What I Have Done. This book, Blue Hour, is a vivid, deeply confronting novel about the beauty and violence in the world. A must-read. And I do remember the previous book as well. Do
Sarah's
you?
lovely, yeah.
Yeah, there you go. That cover matches your top. I do like colour matching, Michael.
There you go.
What's next? What have you got?
Oh, what have I got?
What are you reading?
I'll talk about one that I've read not that long ago. It's The Promise by Damon Galgut.
I'll hold it for you.
Which won the Booker Prize last year. I always try to make sure I read each Booker winner, and sometimes I'm disappointed. I wasn't disappointed in this. It's a story about a South African family who disintegrate after the death of their mother and father, and it's a story about race, and it's a story about greed, and it's a story about promises that aren't kept. And it is in microcosm, the story of modern day South Africa and what's happened there. And it's an unusual book written in an unusual style. It takes a while to get into because it's got this omnipresent narrator that's inside everyone's head at the same time. But a remarkably powerful book.
We loved it. It's been a favourite here, and it's been a favourite amongst our readers. I know that they talk about it a lot in comments. And you will remember that Damon came into the Better Reading office recently and around the Sydney Writers' Festival time, because he had a session there. So Damon was here and we recorded a podcast with him. And I've got to say it's one of my favourite. Can we put that link up, Rose, please? Okay, all right. So I won't steal your book. I've got a signed copy, by the way. So Denise is reading Maya Linnell's new book, Paperback Hill. Totally loved it, the fourth book. I'm reading now Mayfair Bookshop by Eliza Knight, historical fiction. Now, a lot of our readers read multiple books at a time. I am just absolutely not capable of that. Are you?
Oh, yeah. I have an audiobook always going for when I walk, and then I've got a book that I can read on a tablet for when, I wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning and can't sleep and don't want to wake everyone else up in the house or the room. And then I always have a physical book as well.
There you go. And they're all different.
All different, yeah.
Yeah, wow. I can't do that. We've talked about it before, and then some people can do fiction and non-fiction at the same time, but can't do fiction at the same time. I can do non-fiction. I can read lots of non-fiction, but I can't read lots of fiction.
The only time I struggle a little bit is it's a bit like if I read a book that's very powerful and that it's written in a certain style, I'll find myself writing in that style when I go to my writing desk that day.
Oh yeah, wow.
And
copycat.
It's like, and you what it's like Peter
and then
Temple,
you're going to get into trouble.
Peter Temple used to do it to me. My sentences would get really short, and I'm starting to do this poor man version of Peter Temple. And so, I tend to have to avoid books that I know are going to influence.
Do you know, I do that in cooking. I'll read a recipe. I bet you this happens to you guys out there. I'll read a recipe, right? Because I read cookbooks. So I've got fiction, I've got non-fiction, I've got cookbooks, whatever classification you want to put those in. So I'll often read food writing or a recipe before I go to bed. And then in the coming days, I'll make something and I'll think that's totally original, right? Yes, but it's not original. I've read the recipe and I've thought that I'd forgotten it. And then I'm creating something and I'm drawn to something in the supermarket. I think, oh gosh, that is so clever.
But that's a bit like, the memory can play tricks on us. It's
That's
a bit like
right.
I know of, I must do the same thing, but my kids will tell me about a memory of something that happened to them. I go, no, that didn't happen to you. It happened to someone that was close to us, but not to you. But in their mind, it's happened to them. And if I must do the same. There must be times where I'm convinced, that I've met someone or been somewhere, and I haven't. It's just it's someone else's memory.
And there's no doubt that everything we do, whether you write, whether you read, whether you bake, whether you cook, it's all borrowed, isn't it?
Yeah, well, they talk about, from the point of a fiction writer, they talk about there only being 7 plots.
Yes.
And 7 great plots, and it's a mixture of those that form every novel. But which is why even in a genre like mine, crime genre, it comes down to the characters always, because very rarely will you come up with an idea that is totally unique, that hasn't been done in some form by someone else. But it's your characters that are going to make it unique and make the story powerful and bring people back to your books time and again.
There you go. Okay, Jane is looking forward to reading your book. Leonie says, hi, Cheryl and Michael, one of my favourite authors, and waiting for Cyrus and Evie stories so excitedly. Leonie, thank you. Christine, can't wait to read Lying Beside You. Julie, hi, Michael, love your books and can't wait to read your latest book. Jane, have just finished Honeybee. Wonderful book, and that came in at number 1 in our top 100 this year. Kathy says, hi, Cheryl and Michael. I'm currently reading the Wattle Island book club by Sandy Docker. Chris, hi, Chris. Chris has read almost all of your books, Michael. So thank you, Chris. Janine says hi to us. Just finished Lessons in Chemistry by Bonnie Garmus. Funny, insightful, highly recommend it. Joe has just finished Black River. Keisha, looking forward to reading your new book. Michael just finished Horse by Geraldine Brooks. Segue. And also Geraldine is a friend of Michael's. Well, actually, you worked with her, didn't you?
Yeah, no, Geraldine and I, we were cadets together at the old Fairfax. We began our journalistic careers on the same day in 1979, and our careers we were saw a lot of each other probably in the early years, and then she went off and became that celebrated foreign correspondent and winner of Pulitzer Prizes and the like. I do remember, it's funny, when I had a chance to meet her again for the first time in many, many years at the Brisbane Writers' Festival. And she, by then, was this rock star writer and I was this newbie. And I saw her getting out of a lift, and she was getting out of a lift with I can't remember whether it was a Nobel Prize winner or a Booker Prize winner, but it was some very, very famous author. Yeah. And I stopped and I thought, I cannot go up and reintroduce myself. I was too nervous. I told Geraldine that story a few years ago, and she admonished me for not coming up and saying hello. Yeah. And so we've since sort of reconnected, and no, I think she's remarkable. And this Horse, her new one, is a remarkable book. It's a book about told, as Geraldine does so beautifully, traces back all the way to the Civil War and tells a story from the Civil War. A young black strapper who looks after the most legendary racehorse in American history, and then a modern 1950s museum curator and a scientist, and all of it stems around this one painting of a horse and the skeleton of a horse, Lexington, but she reveals the history of America and the history of racism so beautifully. And you may think you're reading quality writing, and I'm reading books that I love, and then I pick up a Geraldine Brooks book, and within 2 or 3 pages, I go, this is just a whole different level.
It is a whole different level. Do you know, Michael, she's going to be in the Better Reading Office next month, and we can't wait. And we're not sure yet, we might be able to get it to this segment. But anyway, we'll see. Okay, what else? So that was a lovely segue. So thank you to Keisha for that. Keisha also was very lucky, and she won all top 100 books. So very, very lucky. Melissa says, hi, Cheryl and Michael and everyone. Just started The Spy's Wife by Fiona McIntosh. Jane is reading Lessons in Chemistry by Bonnie Garmis at the moment and enjoying it hugely. And I've just lost my spot. So why don't you tell us what you're reading? Oh, what's your next book?
Okay, this is one JP Primari.
We love him.
JP,
we love him.
Josh. You know, he is adorable. I hate him because he's so handsome and talented and he's so young.
Yes. He's gorgeous.
I want to be his age.
Can I interrupt there and tell you something that you're going to be very jealous of? We're having dinner with him next week. Oh, there you go. Well, Jane and I are going to be in Melbourne, and we're having dinner.
I'm touring New Zealand with he and Val McDermott.
So there you go. You just blitzed me.
I think I went up you.
Yeah, you did. You did.
No, this is JP's latest. It's
got a wonderful cover.
First story that is set in America, and it's a story about an insurance investigator, a fallen sort of policeman who's forced back to his hometown to investigate a traffic accident that leads to death. And it's a place he doesn't really want to be. JP is so good at creating wonderful characters, and this is told through 2 voices, and he just keeps the twists and turns coming. And look, he's such a talented young writer. I hate him. I do.
Yeah,
I hate him.
Yeah, I hate him too. That's why we're having dinner with him. Okay, Kat is currently reading 3 brilliant careers. Nell Maloney, Miles Franklin, and Kath Ushers by Russ Davies. It's about the 3 nursing careers of those 3 people, and it's brilliant. Cindy Hooper, hi to you both. I'm currently reading 3 pages from finishing The Fossil Hunter by T. Cooper. Michael, hi Michael. I admit to currently reading 22 Seconds by James Patterson and Maxine Petra. Okay, we will forgive you, Michael. You can stay with us and you can join us next week, Michael. Stacey, hi, Michael and Cheryl, reading Family Matters. I could listen to you both talk all day. Oh, you should have been with us back then when we were touring. Remember that? And I was meant to be driving, and then you ended up driving because you were better than me. So
I think it was also because, I think because I might be good too. You used to get car sick from memory.
Right, I used to get car sick.
You used to have to drive or sit in the front seat. But that's all right. I was chauffeured around the place.
And then what about that time we were coming in from Wagga or somewhere, and we were in a little plane, and I got sick again because it was going up and down. Yeah. And then you had to look after me, and I was meant to be looking after you.
Yeah, I do.
Anyway, he's a gentleman. There you go. What can I say? Bev says, great to have you here, Michael. I'm reading You and Me on Vacation by Emily Henry and just finished Jane Cockram's The Way From Here. Loved it. Pat, aren't they great readers? Pat, yours is next, Michael, as soon as I finish Gary Dishes.
Wonderful writer.
There you go, The Sunken Road, which I'm loving. You're on a good run there, Pat. Kerry Stewart, hi, Cheryl and Michael. I've just listened to The Dutch House by Anne Patchett. Love her. Love that book.
That's a wonderful book.
Isn't she lovely? She's invited me to go visit her in Nashville. You might get there before I do.
I'm spending Christmas in Nashville.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right. Well, I might
but
just
not
head
with
over.
Anne Patchett, but
no. Maybe. And I'm now reading After Story by Lisa Brent, who again is a wonderful writer, because I said it for my book club next month. So many layers in this novel. You're a great reader there, Kerry. Susan, she said, you're my favourite author. I don't think she's talking to me. I think she's talking to you.
Sure?
Yeah, I think she's talking to you. We're going to hold up some of your books. I'm going to
go a few.
Yeah, there you go. Just a
I know.
few.
People keep wanting to call me a veteran. I used to rail against it, but maybe.
I think you should just accept it
I
now.
know. I
Don't
keep
you think?
rejecting any lifetime achievement award though, because they give it to people that are just about to die. And I go,
I
no,
know.
you get away from me with that lifetime achievement award.
Absolutely. Trish, The Wonder of Little Things is what she's reading by Vince Copley. Victoria, love Michael Robotham books. There you go. Margie, hi Cheryl and Michael. I haven't read a book by Erica James for a long time and currently enjoying her latest book, Mother and Daughters. Christine, have just finished The Maid by Nita Prose and have started Victoria Perman's The Nurse's Wall. Alita, currently reading The Red Coast by Di Morrissey. First time I've read a book by this author and it's great. Okay, well, here we go. One of your favourite authors, James Patterson. This is the story of his life. It's the official biography.
Oh.
Yeah, did you know that was out?
No.
Okay, well, we might be able to give you a copy. So he tells the story of how he was a shy, introspective kid from a very small upstate New York town and became the #1 best-selling author, #1 brand. Is he the biggest in the world?
I don't know. I think I would argue that Stephen King is
Yeah.
but maybe I'm wrong.
Okay,
But
maybe
Uncle
you're
Stevie and I.
Maybe you are
like
wrong.
Like that.
Okay, The Natural History of Love. We've talked about this book a little bit. Beautiful cover, isn't it? Carol Petit. Now, I recorded a podcast with her. Really lovely conversation, and that podcast is out now. Hey, listen, we're getting close to 1 million downloads of podcasts, and I really want everybody to jump on to the Apple Podcast and please give us a 5-star review or 5-star and then a review, because if we don't have fresh reviews, apparently the algorithm drops you down. So if you've got it, just takes a couple of minutes. Please jump onto Apple, hit the 5-star and just say you love us. Okay, that'd be great. Do you think that that's really forward?
Yes, I think it's really, really forward. But I mean, you know your listeners better than I, watchers better than I do.
I do. And is that you laughing over there, Dex? I heard a laugh in the background. Michael says, thank you for recommending the book. So that was probably the last one. Christine, I'm currently reading The Secret World of Connie Starr by Robbie Neal. Oh, is there a segue? There is a segue. I've got this book. We had an event with her last night. She was wonderful. This extraordinary lady, just so resilient, has been through so much and then just pulls out this most magnificent, beautiful fiction book. So I hope that those of you that joined the event loved it. So every Wednesday night on Facebook Live at 8 p.m, and this was a COVID initiative that we started, Michael, and we gave it to Australian authors, and now all authors can use it. 8 p.m, and you get the stage live for 30 minutes, and it's really fantastic. And authors do different things with it, and it's their time. They run it. We help them set it up, but they run it, and then our readers at home interact with them. It's just great fun every Wednesday night at 8 o'clock. So we'll obviously keep that going. Indira and I do. Do you know her?
Yeah, she's a lovely former newsreader.
Beautiful. I recorded a podcast with her. Her sister died. She committed suicide. And she, through her grief, the only thing she can think to do was to write a book about how she was feeling. And it really is, this book is a hug to all of us that are grieving, to all of us that have grieved. And it's really beautiful. And she's so gorgeous and she's so articulate and she's so lovely. So look out, that podcast is going to be coming soon as well. And speaking of another podcast, Emma Harcourt was in the office today to talk about this beautiful book that's out next week. It's called The Brightest Star. Isn't that the most? It's
a stunning cover.
It's a stunning cover. You know, hey, I'm going to ask our readers about this. I have favourite words, and one of my favourite words is luminous. And I think this is luminous. Do you know what my other favourite word is? Basilica.
Is it?
Yeah, I love that word.
My favourite word is serendipity.
Oh, wow, there you go.
I think it's just not only beautiful, it sounds beautiful, it rolls with the tongue beautifully. And I love what it stands for.
Yeah, that's luminous for me.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's the sound words. Anyway, tell us what maybe you have a favourite word. Okay, if you...
I just want to make a quick
Yes.
mention to a book that I'm listening to at the moment. As I have a love-hate relationship with Elizabeth Gilbert. I absolutely adored Signature of All Things. I absolutely hated Eat, Pray, Love. But I'm listening to City of Girls, which on audio, and really enjoying it.
Oh, there you go. That's wow. Great rap there. And you wanted to talk about Razorblade Tears.
Oh yeah, my favourite crime book. My favourite crime read.
So this is such a great recommendation because it's crime recommending crime, and I haven't read it, and I'm going to go read that.
I mean, his first novel was remarkable. Its name sort of escapes me now, but Razorblade Tears, brilliant concept. It's a black man and a white man, both have had checkered pasts. They're both homophobes, but both have gay sons who are murdered, and the two of them team up to actually try to find out who killed their sons. And, black and white, the whites are racist, and he's got a team with this black. I mean, it's so much about modern America, it's powerful storytelling, and it sort of gets to this tale of an attempt to find justice for their dead sons. It's wonderful.
Okay. I'm going to read that. Kerry said she read The Promise recently, and I want to reread it. It was so well worth rereading. Bianca, as usual, I have a few books on the go. I'm reading the Pop Larkin Chronicles in the car. Reading this is location as well. Dragon Rider in the living room, and Gods and Monsters, Myths and Tales in the bedroom. Okay, well,
interesting choice in the bedroom.
Yeah, very, very interesting information. Thank you, Bianca. Mary is reading The German Wife by Kelly Rimmer. Bronwyn currently reading The Diamond Eye by Kate Quinn. Just finished The Nurse's Wall. Blah blah blah. Okay, so much. Talking about BorrowBox is Beth. Thank you, Bronwyn. You all talk about BorrowBox. Do you know about BorrowBox?
Yeah.
It's a great app that you download. You join your public library, and you get almost everything for free. You just borrow them. Donna just finished Anne Tyler, French Braid. Bianca, I can't work that out. And of course, I read a lot from that's my series. Okay.
Series,
yeah. Mark, Bronwyn a lot, loving The Diamond Eye. Cindy, reading Lessons in Chemistry. Hi guys, just finished Honeybee, amazing. Lindsay is reading Marianne and Captain Piper by Jessica North, very interesting. Jennifer is reading Room of Leaves by Kate Grenville. Susan is loving Honeybee as well, or had loved Honeybee. Okay, I'm going to go back. Paveen says hi. Michelle's just joined, just finished reading Counterfeit by Kirsten Chen. Serendipity is her favourite word too. Oh, there you go. Maybe I should add that to my list as well. I got a little list that I keep on my phone. I can only remember two at the moment, but I've got quite a bit. Okay, Indira Naidu is a treasure and has written The Edible Balcony, worth looking at. Michael says that as well. Okay, do you want anything else you need to talk about?
Probably one last one. Black River by Matthew Spencer, which I gave a little blurb for.
He was in the office the other day.
You know everyone.
We know everyone.
But yeah, no, it's a crime novel set in Sydney. It's got a beautiful Sydney sort of setting to it. He's a new crime writer, a real name to watch. I think he's done a wonderful job for a first novel. And this one is it's got a great cast of characters and locations you will recognise. Yeah,
because it's set in the eerie setting, and he talked about the fact that because he went to King's, and that very often on the weekend they were the only people on the property at night, and that
he lived on the college and during the holidays as well, and the whole murder mystery is set on not King's but a school, a named school, very similar location.
He named it. He told me.
I know, but I mean, I don't know whether you're allowed to say it's King's, given what happens on the the novel isn't set at King's, but that's where he went to school.
I'm in trouble. Can you hold that book up again? Because I want to also say that Matthew bought me a bottle of champagne when he came in. Can you beat that?
No.
No, you can't.
No.
Okay. Favourite words. I love this. Spanna cotta.
Oh.
Is it spanna cotta?
Coppita.
I have to order it because I love to say it. I think it's spanna cotta. But anyway, there we go. Sparkles. Kylie's favourite word is sparkles. Hey, listen, we're out of time. We've got to go. But I am going to read these tonight. Do you know what I do at night as well? Is I read all the comments on our Facebook
When
page.
you're not reading cooking books.
Yeah, when I'm reading crime.
And plagiarising other people's recipes.
And plagiarising other people's recipes, yeah. Hey, are we going to all come in and say goodbye to everybody? We get the team in here. I know you know this because you watch it every Thursday at 2:00.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Michael Robotham, I'm going to hold the book up. And from all of us at Better Reading, we know we love you guys. Keep commenting. I'll get through the comments tonight. See you next time, Michael. Thank you so much for coming in.